one and all to the Ultimate Chill, a special edition of Pudding Saturday, as teams will be jockeying for positions in the standings ahead of the championships tomorrow. As we have Malone and St. Albans on the ice. Malone in the black sweaters with a green and white trim, and St. Albans in the yellow with the green and white trim. As we get set to open up a full day of Ultimate Chill hockey here, December 20th. Oh, check that, folks. We call it 21 here. 2024. As we open up first period play, my name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary alongside the smooth operator behind the camera, Robin. The team is back together. This is Grant. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the rosters on both sides. As we said, in the black sweaters, those are the Malone Huskies. They are Guro, Parent, White, Power, BB, Decker, Reilly, Parent, LePage, Musette, Boyer, Cook, and Nichols. And the parents are brothers, Cooper and Grayson. And now let's go ahead and introduce you as St. Albans is in the offensive zone here. And now getting ready to defend the neutral zone. They are Boomhauer, Marlowe, Jean, Routhier, Gadwa. And here's a play down at the St. Albans net. Norris, Blatchley, Boucher, Jean, Hickey, and Putzier. And a note on the two Jeans, the cousins. Skyla is here. Shout out to Camden. As this is played up from the left point, and a steal. As this is worked up on the right wing side. That is Jean out there, helping to establish the offensive zone. And Jean scrambling towards the side doorstep, looking for possession. As we get a look down in the net for the Huskies. That is White, number 14. And now the Huskies racing back. That's Musette taking some contact in the face-off circle. Here's a paddle save down at the end. Marlowe in net for St. Albans. And this is worked up by Boucher. Boucher with a wrister, deflected wide of the net, picks it up from the end wall, centering pass. As we see Putz here out of the corner, sends it up to the left point. We're seeing some good puck movement here on both sides, but in particular starting off St. Albans. Gadwa attacking the puck handler and sends that one down as White comes up with a stop. It's been a fun weekend. We had a special heartwarming tribute for Cam Moody, Sergeant Cam Moody, who will be heading out of the country, down to Africa. Will be out of the area for a year. The community and family will miss him. Cam is heading out with the Army National Guard as this is thrown down through the slot. And a special ceremony for him before the very first game, and a ceremonial puck drop as this goes across the crease. And here we are Saturday morning as we find the proof is in the pudding, and so each of these teams out here trying to get a victory, looking to improve their position in the standings. Played behind the net. St. Albans pressuring heavily in this first period. 3:45 into the first. Played out into the mid slot. And White almost looking like he's lounging out there across the crease as that one was shot on. An easy save for the young Husky netminder. Off of the face-off, St. Albans continues the pressure. Played into the near side corner, out to the half wall. And a wrister through traffic, kicked away. And the Huskies break it out. Now at this 10U age class, it is all about fun. Of course, part of that fun comes from executing the plays that the young players are trying to execute, mostly in the way of skating, get the puck, throw the puck to somebody, or into the net. Pretty simple at this stage. And it all comes down to the skates first, as this is Parent working up through the middle. Chased from behind by Norris, as Norris able to break up the play. The Huskies limited time in the offensive zone, and here comes St. Albans, 2-on-1 coming. And a fortunate break there for the Huskies as the puck ricocheted off a skate, cut down the rush. And this will be covered by White. We'll get a face-off. So we were here on Thursday evening for the SLP Lakers game against Tupper Lake, the Lumberjacks, where the Lakers took a 5-3 victory. As White keeps the net sealed. This is going to be an intensive period here for the Huskies in net, as this is thrown off the end wall. Played from behind the net, out towards the corner. Carried up towards the half wall, and the Huskies have the breakout. And numbers, with good flow into the offensive zone, plenty of open zone space. St. Albans getting a bit hungry right now. So we're halfway through the first period, no score. And St. Albans has been doing a lot of work, looking to get back into the offensive zone once again. Oftentimes the defensive breakout is facilitated by a certain motivation, as this will be stopped by the paddle of White. So here's this, and you can fasten that thing up top. Okay. Off of the face-off as the Huskies work out towards neutral ice. Good move, Robin. Or shall I say, smooth move. As this is played from the far side half wall. Feels a little warm in here. Not really. It doesn't feel warm in here. It's chilly. Maybe it's a little humid in here from all of the body heat and all of the folks that are here cheering alongside. Here's a play from the top of the slot as that works down the Plinko zone. Played off the end wall, around to the near side. Well, we bundled up quite a bit to make sure that we were able to handle several hours of commentary. A stone's throw or a puck's throw away from the ice. Feels a lot like pond hockey when it gets this cold. We have a lot of the external elements creeping into the building. 11 degrees Fahrenheit before game time as this is played up on the left wing side. Down to 4 minutes remaining, first period action. This is played from the right half wall. And now a breakout here is Beebe looking to advance. And then Musette will race back on the rebound, and there's your icebreaker as St. Albans steps out in front, courtesy of Jean. That's Skyla Jean from the right side on the rebound. And St. Albans, late in the first period, finally earning their pay. They have been spending a lot of time in the offensive zone. And when you can control possession in the attacking zone, you do two things. You give chance to advance and put something on the scoreboard, and you also keep from being scored on. As we get a neutral zone face-off on the near side dot, just outside the Husky zone. I thank all of you for tuning in with Game Capsule TV on YouTube. We saw a strong turnout after the Thursday evening video was posted. Many subscribers getting the notification, getting a chance to see a special tribute to Cam Moody as this is played out across neutral ice. Racing up on the left side, and you're going to watch out for Hickey on the weak side. Some things that goaltenders, even at the 10U age class, start to figure out is that the rebound placement, if you can control it, you want the puck to stay in front of you. Sometimes it's hard to control it. But as they continue to matriculate through age classes and different lessons in goaltending, as White comes up with a stop, a very nice play with the paddle. There will be additional techniques taught to the young goaltenders in this age class as they move through the upper ranks. And they'll start learning about how to properly position so that you can keep that rebound somewhere visible, somewhere playable. We don't always get our choice. We don't always anticipate. When that puck is bouncing around in that danger zone, not so easy to even see it, let alone determine where a rebound would go. And of course, when things get a bit stirred up down in the low slot, the only thing a goaltender really wants is possession of the puck. Get the whistle and start another play. Down to 99 seconds remaining as Musette trying to hold that door closed. Unable to hold the zone as this is stripped away by Jean. Jean on the left side centering pass, and I have to tell you, there's got to be some good coaching happening on the St. Albans side that allows these players to have such a connection with each other. They seem to know exactly where their position should be. As Parent from the left side trying to get a shot off. That's Grayson, by the way. Grayson, number 25. Cooper, number 6. The Parent brothers. Played from below the goal line, and that'll be covered up by White. And we're inside the final minute of this first period. A lot of excitement on tap all day long as we take a look at Thursday's results. SLP Lakers took down the Jacks 5-3. And then yesterday, Middlebury dominated against Tupper Lake. This is in the White division. And as we continue through yesterday's games, this St. Albans team lost to Rome 5-4, close one. And then Malone down the Lakers in dominant fashion, 5-1. And those four teams, St. Albans, Rome, SLP Lakers, and Malone, all in the blue division. And then Potsdam in the white division took down Sarah Placid 7-2. That was all yesterday as the buzzer sounds, closing out first period play. At the end of one, we get a look at the big board. St. Albans, they plugged away for quite some time, finally breaking the ice, leading 1-0. We'll take a quick break, step outside, check the dew point and the barometric pressure. Ooh, it's cold out there. And when we come back, we'll have baking tips with Martha from alongside the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena cold sheet. You're watching The Ultimate Chill on Game Capsule TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, as we open up second period play. As a tip of the cap to Doc Emmerich, retired NHL commentator, we say welcome to the second period, the period of the log change, as the goaltenders trade nets, putting them and the defensive zones they guard on the opposite end of the ice from their benches. This makes defensive on-the-fly substitutions difficult. So the key takeaway in this period, get out of the defensive zone, into the offensive zone early and often. Apply pressure to the opposing defense. See if you can fatigue them. Find them flat-footed, out of position, perhaps pulling penalties. But most of all, you want to get shots on net and pucks in the bucket. Speaking of pucks in the bucket, St. Albans skating in yellow with the green and white trim, leading 1-0 as they broke through late in the first period. And White comes up with a stop. White has been plenty busy in the first period. Before the break, we cut away talking about yesterday's results in both the white and blue divisions. This morning, Middlebury took a victory over Potsdam, 7-3 in the white division. And for today, we got a lot on tap. We got this Malone St. Albans game. And coming up immediately after this one, we'll have the SLP Lakers taking on Rome. Rome's got a strong team. The Lakers will need to skate well, and we'll see how everybody's skating on this pudding Saturday. We're climbing up to the 11 a.m. hour, 10:55 a.m. You're watching Game Capsule TV on YouTube. My name's Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. Once again, so good to be here alongside the production team. The smooth operator behind the camera, Robin. And a shout out to Matt Scheller as this is played in on the left side. Shot and deflected off of the paddle into the net. And a big goal here as St. Albans strikes early in the period. Just 2:01 into the second period. And Ruth here with a wrister from the left circle. That one ramped up off of White's paddle and deflected into the net. And so the Huskies will look to keep that puck forward. Again, this becomes a bit of a backbreaker period. So here we're looking at just throw the puck at the net and see if you can't challenge the goaltender. And bear in mind, the Huskies have spent a lot of time in their back check. But in this particular case, if they can get into this front zone here, that ice is plenty carved up thanks to St. Albans. And when that ice is carved up, And I have mentioned this ad nauseum. At the 10U skater class, the bodies don't have as much body mass, so they don't sink into the ice as much. So you're not cutting when you're doing your turns. You're not getting as much weight bearing down. And so your skating suffers a little bit. You find a little bit more slippage in the first period. But since St. Albans carved up that right side of the ice, the other end, if the Huskies can get into that zone early enough, they might be able to find some good fortune, because everything after the skating shores up, everything follows. You can pass the puck easier, you can catch the puck easier, because you're not thinking about your feet, you're not thinking about falling. And in this particular case, there is some advantage to all the work that St. Albans has put in to effectively, and not to use a cooking term, deglaze the ice. For those of you who know what deglazing is. As this is played behind the net, out around the rim, towards the far side half wall. And still holding up in the Husky zone. Played from the half wall as we see Nichols and Putsier check that power from the near side corner. Paid by LePage. LePage works it around the rim up towards the half wall. Here's a wrister and a little deflection down low, close call, as Power caught a little tick of the puck, just a short span from White. As we are just a little over 4.5 into the second period. Played down to the face-off circle. Backhand attempt. Turned away. Beebe with possession as that's poked away. And now Musette trying to work it towards the outside. These are some basic concepts that any 10-year-old can understand. In the defensive zone, keep the puck on the outside of the zone. There's less danger out there. As this is played down towards the net. Very nice protection by Musette in front of the net. As this is played from the left side. That's Blatchley out there, cruising out to the mid-slot. Blatchley taking a reach for it. This is sent up towards the blue line. As Gadwa sends it down. And Musette from behind the net. This is dangerous here. I'm not as comfortable with that puck being skated up alongside the net from the defensive side. Much more comfortable having it thrown out to the half wall. Played down to the far side corner, and Musette tosses it over to the side of the net. And White will cover up. So quick changes ahead of the face-off as we see Boucher out on the ice for St. Albans, along with Putsier. On the back end, left side, Norris. Play down towards the slot as Putsier sends it down to the end wall. And now here's Jean working around the side of the cage as White gets down low, looking to stay out in front of the net. Good coverage. Whatever keeps that puck out of the net. As White getting a rigorous workout through a period and a half. Played down through the slot. You can tell the basic training for this St. Albans team in the offensive zone is continue to work it down through the funnel. I like that. We don't see a lot of passes being trained out towards the point. And when it comes to basic hockey, as long as that puck keeps moving towards the goaltender, on the offensive side, of course, it's a good thing. As we see Power out by the half wall, looking to help on the breakout. Around to the near side corner. The Huskies getting a lot of work in the defensive zone. And if they can get through this period with little damage, it might give a little bit of hope for the third period. Of course, now both ends of the ice have been scratched up thoroughly, thanks to St. Albans. As we get a neutral zone face-off on the far side dot, just outside the St. Albans zone. 4:01 remaining, second period action. Played to the near side wall. As Parent working to push it into the offensive zone, and LePage will chase it down. That'll go down for icing. And that's a good start here for the Huskies, as they have a face-off in the offensive zone. We've talked about various leagues, various levels that often they call it a copycat league. And that goes for various sports as well. That you'll get a team that is successful, and then you'll see a bunch of other teams try to have similar plays to see if they can be as successful. As this is played wide of the net. Again, Marlowe in net for St. Albans has not had a lot of work. Now an opportunity with help coming on the backside. Ruth here standing out in front of the net. Couldn't get a touch on, and this is played down to White. And a nice stop. So back to the point about the copycat league, for example. If you follow any pro football, you know about the Philadelphia Eagles and the push they do. You know what it's called.
Tush push.
That's right. The tush push. As Robin buzzes in and wins that round. Yes. And after discovering how beneficial it was in those short yardage situations, teams around the league kind of took a look at their offensive line, their running backs, their quarterbacks, and tried to evaluate whether or not they had the means of producing a similar play at such a high rate of success as Philadelphia. And this is what we mean by a copycat league. You see success and you try to replicate it. Speaking of copycat, when you have a team skating the way that St. Albans is skating, producing the offensive zone that they've been producing, which is possession for a long time, which is great defense. Being in scoring opportunities is better than being in giving up score opportunities. We're down to 2:02 remaining. And so one of the things that the coaches from the Huskies side could instruct is come out here and just throw the puck towards the net. However far away you are, until you get to the point where you can stand up in the offensive zone for a long time. And then even when you're standing the offensive zone up, keep throwing it into the slot, or as some people like to call it, the funnel. As everything that goes down that funnel, the slot area, creates more anxiousness down low. A lot of tense, very difficult to react to situations. And this is played out of the corner. There's Power from the far side wall, battling it out with Hickey, winning that tug of war. And a fortunate deflection as the Huskies able to break it out. As this is played behind the Huskies net, out around towards the far side. Just about a minute left, just missing the connection there as Ruthier could not grab a piece of the puck. And now here's an opportunity with Beebe racing up on the left side. Throws it towards the net as that hits the paddle. Still alive out there as they keep shooting on the rebound and finally breaking through, and the Huskies are on the board. 45.6 seconds remaining in the second period. This long change period is a bear for teams that get hung up in the defensive zone, but they did well to avoid drawing any penalties and have limited any attack. And so now here we have a one-goal puck game, and that is certain to energize the Huskies as we see Nichols set up on the right wing side. Opposite Putzier. Now Putzier from the left side. Notice how his first move was throw it in towards the slot. Wasn't even in the offensive zone yet. Now as they get older and bigger, the techniques will change. For right now, you want to get wins, you want to get into a playoff situation, you want to get a chance to play for the gold medal as White comes up with a stop. 9.4 seconds remaining in this second period. Coming up immediately after this one, we'll have Rome and the SLP Lakers. And that'll do it for period number 2. Great excitement on the tail end for the Huskies at the end of this period. Within the last minute of the period, they pick up their first goal. Now trailing 2-1. So we'll take a quick break, step outside, rotate the tires. When we come back, Jonathan will teach you how to build a floating bookshelf from alongside the Cold Sheet. Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena. You're watching The Ultimate Chill on Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Huddle cams are very similar in that they're just automatically trained to follow the action. And you can plug into those as well. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. Catching a little bit of behind-the-scenes conversation between the crew members as we open up third period play. 12 minutes of regulation remaining. No overtimes in these round-robin games. And so if it is tied at the end of regulation, it'll go as a tie in the books. As this is Gene working through the slot. Gene fading to the right side, gaining the commitment and tucking one in. And so Skyla Jean putting Malone, putting St. Albans up 3-1. As we'll get a look at that. It should be 3-1 on the big board. And we'll stand by for a moment as we get... There we go. Woo! Sorry, folks. That was loud. Folks like to cheer the scorekeeper on, especially since they're volunteering their time, as this is played out towards the far side half wall. Now at the end of the second period, with 45.6 seconds remaining in the period, you might want to double check the fact on that. But inside the last minute of the second period, the Huskies in black picked up their first goal. And they drew to within one. And early third period action, Gene races up and gets the advantage over White and puts one in the bucket. And that's where we're at right now. St. Albans in the yellow, leading 3-1. At the very least, the Huskies know that they can put something in the basket, and they're starting to look like that's what they want to do here as Musette throws one towards the net. That'll be paddled away. And now a centering pass out to the side doorstep, and they'll continue to stir it up down low. This is played out to neutral ice as we see Hickey on the right side. Parent applying some pressure. And thanks to Cooper Parent for that defensive play, as that stalled out the attack. If you can throw the timing off just slightly enough, force the puck handler to go a couple of extra steps away from the net, you buy a little bit of time for the rest of the troops to draw back into the defensive zone. And that gives you a little more protection as this is played to the outside. And we got a penalty coming up. Looked incidental as it was going for the puck. But definitely enough to be called a tripping. And so we'll get a 1-minute penalty here as Parent goes to the box. That's Cooper. Remember, the parents are brothers. Strong face-off by Beebe. Still trying to get possession of the puck. Now Beebe, one of the smaller skaters on this Huskies team. You will find that once those smaller players have their feet under them, they become some of the quicker players out on the ice. And they can also be some of the best puck handlers. Not unusual to see someone like a Beebe going coast to coast with the puck. As Beebe takes a quick moment ahead of the face-off to check in with the coach and get some playing instructions. Stepping in opposite Blatchley. This is played by Norris. With Nicholas pressuring up front. Nicholas trying to turn it over into the offensive zone. And this is played deeply into the Husky zone. And that's a dangerous play right there. You do not want to carry that puck so closely to the goal. Not in the defensive zone. You got to remember, bad things happen in front of that net. And that's a beautiful play as we're back to even strength. And the Huskies do a good job of killing off the penalty. As this is picked up by Norris, sent into neutral ice. Getting the tag up, but unable to get forward. As this is Boucher. Couldn't get enough juice on that one. And we get a hooking call. And so the Huskies, in desperation, have drawn 2 penalties in this third period. We're just 4 minutes in. Musette has been very emphatic to try to get possession of the puck. And sometimes that is the risk, that you draw a penalty. It's a certain forward-mindedness in a player who determines what they want and then goes straight after it with extra vim. And in the case of Musette, we've seen several times the young skater racing towards the puck and looking to just take over the play. And it is a quality that many teammates enjoy having on their team. As this is played from the low slot, wide of the net. Working to the half wall from the right wing side as this drifts out towards the point. And played to the near side. As Power sends it out of the zone. Musette getting ready to exit. This is Norris out to the sidewall. And Musette will go straight into action, racing deep in the defensive zone. And look at that. Here's Musette, perhaps able to carry it up, but not, as he caught that one in the hand. Looked like that might have stung a little bit. As Musette continues to hear instructions coming from the coach on the bench. Played out towards neutral ice. And for these coaches, it seems it would be very nice to know that you can just say go, 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 and they will go, go, go. As this is a close one, 3-1, St. Albans in yellow, leading with 6:25 remaining in regulation. As we see Boucher on the right wing side, Blatchley in the middle for St. Albans.
Go get that!
This is Blatchley out on the wing with a wrister, and White covers up, trying to get the whistle, but the puck comes free. Played to the face-off circle. This is Beebe. As Beebe races up on the left wing side, trying to get a shot off. As Gadwa gets there simultaneously. This is saved from the blue line. Kept in, and Beebe will race around. Anticipating a little shove there. Comes away with possession. Played out towards the point. And now an opportunity set up here for Putsier. From the left wing side, from the circle, shot wide of the net. Karam around the rim to the near side. Out to the mid slot, and Putsier with a shot and a goal. And St. Albans with a little bit more buffer, some breathing room, as Putsier stays in the play and gets a little insurance. And now an opportunity for the Huskies to try to close the gap a little bit. There's a Clapper attempt. Does not come off the stick properly. And by the time they get up into that 12U and 14U age group, these players will be studying various drills, how to properly position on shots like those big slap shot attempts, as LePage fumbles that away. And here's Ruth here. Now Power trying to work into the neutral zone. got tripped up. No call there. Maybe a little curious. Remember, I'm not an official, and I'm not down on the ice. And so even if I comment thinking there might have been a call there, it does not mean that there should have been a call there. Some things are a little bit more obvious. We have been pretty safe and clean play out here. Just the 2 penalties that we've seen. As this is stopped, and one for the bucket. And St. Albans pouring it on now. And leading the charge there. That's Norris up front. And with 4:04 remaining, St. Albans up 5-1. We had gone through a recap of the performances and the teams involved here. Malone had taken a 5-1 victory over the SLP Lakers. And right now, trailing by that same score against St. Albans. The Lakers going to have their work cut out for them in the next game against Rome, as Rome has already downed St. Albans 5-4. St. Albans and the Lakers have not yet met. And sometimes it's the tale of the team talent, sometimes the tale of the development, and sometimes it is just the tale of the dog. The weather sometimes playing a part. The time of day sometimes playing a part. How well rested or how restless the players might be on the ice. As we're down to 3:24 remaining in the third. You're enjoying Pudding Saturday. The proof is in the pudding. Take victories on this day, and you might be putting yourself in the argument to get into a higher standing in the division and into the gold medal game. Right now, this St. Albans team looking strong. And we'll see if they're able to carry through all their performances and get an opportunity to play for gold tomorrow. All part of this Ultimate Chill Tournament in Saranac Lake. The cold sheet. How you holding up there, Robin? Good? Quite a stylish cap you have there. For those who don't know, Robin's got some very thick hair that, as long as it covers the ears and neck, it should be enough to kind of keep you from getting cold, at the very least. Better than a stylish head, what do you call it, shawl? Better than a stylish head shawl. I don't know if there is such a thing, folks. I don't know anything about that. As this is played out towards the far side corner. Me, I just have a winter hat on. Feel a little bit of a draft coming through here. We'll have Robin for one more game, and then she will sprint, maybe not sprint, don't sprint. She will trot over to Lake Placid and do some more work on a production with a heater. With a heater, yes, that's right. Yes, when she is not smoothly operating a camera, sometimes she is lounging on the beaches of the 1932 rink. as this is played in by Blatchley. Blatchley with a shot and a goal. And a big celebration. Down to 67 seconds remaining, and Blatchley adds one for good measure. And we'll see Malone later today. As they'll be setting up against Rome in a 3:30 game. And that's going to be a fun one. Rome has already taken a win, and we'll see what they do in the next game. So they're coming off a win. As this is played down to the near side corner. And then tonight, we've got some excitement as we'll step into Saturday prime time for the White Division semifinal. That'll be the team in the 2nd seed versus the team in the 3rd seed. That's from 6 to 7, and then we'll follow that up in prime time for the nightcap. It'll be White Division semifinal, Team 1 versus Team 4, and that will determine who will play for gold in the White Division. And in this Blue Division, with these 4 teams, it'll just be by points in the standings. They will not have to go through any kind of semifinal competition. As this is played out of the corner, just down to the final seconds here as St. Albans will cash this one in and pick up 2 points in the standings. And congratulations to St. Albans as they carry through for the victory. And now St. Albans 1-1 on the weekend, and they'll be back at 4:45 to face the Lakers. As both teams gather at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line, we say good game, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a hockey player. What a great day to play hockey. And so as we take a look at the big board, the final score, St. Albans 6, Malone 1. We'll go ahead and recut the sheet and get ready for our next one. This is the 11:45 upcoming. Rome versus the SLP Lakers in the Blue Division. From alongside the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena cold sheet. Ooh, it's chilly out here. You're watching the Ultimate Chill Tournament on Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.